Hi y'all, it's me. I'm here with a little bit of a different video. I am going to be talking about the EPSON Echo Tank. If you have one, you may want to listen. This is going to be a bit of a discussion, a little bit of a rant, and then I have another product that I'm going to share with you and etc. towards the end. So, about the EPSON Echo Tank. So I purchased the EPSON Echo Tank 2720, probably now it's about 2 years ago. At the time I ranted to everyone about it, how much I loved it because the prints were amazing, the ink usage was little, and I was so thrilled to have it. And I know because of my constantly talking about how great it was as a printer, many of you purchased the printer. You may have gotten the 2800 or whatever, but you still purchased Echo Tanks. I adore this printer. I love the fact that it didn't use those traditional cartridges. It used ink, and you just replaced the ink in the wells as needed. So everything was perfect. I was loving my Echo Tank. Everything was, as I said, going fine. But then I got to a point where I had a screen came up on my display of my printer and it said the ink reservoir needs to be replaced. So I was trying to be true to EPSON, only using their ink when I could have bought generic at a much cheaper price. I was also going to be seeking their advice in this issue because I wanted to stay true to EPSON. So I called them up and I told them what happened. They informed me that it was going to cost $25 to have it fixed. It was something that all printers will need at some point to clean the well out. So they said they would send me packaging, and I just had to pay the $25 and send it to them, and then they would fix it and send it back. So that was the first part of it. Then I called them back and after I got the box to send it to them in, and I said, well, I had just filled this up with ink when I got that notification, so all the wells are full. How am I supposed to ship it with all the ink in there? They said, well, the instructions are in the box. Well, they weren't in the box. They kind of give you an idea, but not really. So after several more phone calls of how do I deal with this, I finally decided I was just going to tape the heck out of the cartridge openings, so hopefully in shipping they wouldn't open. And I packaged it as best as I could according to what they gave me and what the instructions said, and taped the heck out of all those little doors that open where you put the ink in. So I sent it in, got it back, and when I got it back, the ink wells looked brand new, like there was no ink in them, so they looked brand new. It was my machine because I checked the serial number, so they just probably changed out that whole section. However, I didn't get any ink back when I had sent them full. So I called them up and I told them, hey, I didn't get any ink back when I sent it in with full cartridges, and I've informed you that I had full cartridges. I even wrote it on the paperwork that I sent in, and I kept copies of that. So they said, well, you know, we can't send you ink. And I'm like, well, why not? You took my ink out, and I questioned this prior to sending it. Long and short, I never got the ink. So I fill it up and I start to print. Now, this has happened since the day I got it back. Every single time that I need to print, I have to clean the heads. It is a pain in the rear end. And I didn't understand, why does this keep happening? How is it possible I could print something and then go to print the second thing right after that and it wouldn't print? The page would come out blank and I'd have to clean the heads and then I could print it. This goes on, and it's been happening ever since. So I asked my husband's son about it because he knows a lot about this kind of thing. And he said, oh, they changed your firmware when they fixed it, so now you're going to have this problem. There's nothing you can do to rectify that. Because of all the trouble I had with them trying to get this part fixed in the first place, I didn't even want to call them back to tell them that I was so dissatisfied at this problem that I now have that I just didn't call them. I don't know if I had, would they have fixed the problem? I just say shame on them, because I should have gotten my machine back the way I sent it to them, and I should have gotten ink replacements. I am so disappointed with them that I can't even. I love the printer, and I'll still use it until it dies, cleaning the heads as they go. But my suggestion to you is, in the future, if you get that screen that I got that says that, you can do the repair yourself and probably not run into this problem. It's just 2 screws that you have to take out and replace something in there. There's instructions all over YouTube how to do it. I don't say that that's the best way, but if you don't want to run into this problem, I'm thinking that's what I probably should have done myself and just forgot about reaching out to them. The only other thing that does, if you do it yourself, is there's a counter in there, and it will count how many pages you print before the inkwell needs to be cleaned, and they can reset it back to the original number. But if you do it yourself, it won't set back to the original number. It'll set back to less. But who cares, right? You just fix it again the next time it happens. So because of that, I was wanting to get a bigger EPSON. I wanted the 12 by 12 EPSON that prints 12 by 12s, and I was going to make that investment until I had this problem. Then I thought, you know what? As much as I love EPSON, as much as I recommend it to everyone, I was so disillusioned by the customer service that I just cannot bring myself to buy another. So because of that, now this comes on to something else. So shame on you, Epson, anyway. Bad customer service. You shouldn't do that to your people. Anyway, aside from that, afterwards, I was on a live, and Louisa said she was trying to get a printer, excuse me, and that it was a 12 by 12 printer, excuse me, a Canon. And I found it for her online at Best Buy, and I said, oh, here it is, Louisa. So her husband bought it for her for Valentine's Day. So anyway, after she got it and she showed her first unboxing of it, and she showed a print, I thought, you know what? I've been wanting a 12 by 12. The price is way less than the Epson. It doesn't use the same ink. It uses the old-fashioned cartridges, which I'm okay with that as long as I'm happy with the printer. So Canon has a Pixma printer, and I'm going to show you this all right now. Let me move this cruddy one out of the way. I'm going to show you the box first, so forgive me. I'm kind of moving around here, so hopefully you can see. It's a Canon, and it's called the Crafters All-in-One, and it's wireless. It's not Bluetooth, so don't prepare for Bluetooth. It's not. It's old. It was. They came out with the machine in 2018, so it's an older machine. However, it's made for crafters, so it prints 12 by 12s, and it prints, of course, your 8.5 by 11s, your photos, and it does borderless, which is super awesome. So I went ahead and purchased it because I thought, you know what, it was worth the price. It was $179. I think it still is that price at Best Buy. And I've played with it just a little bit. I don't want to say how great it is or anything yet because I haven't really used it. This one is a Pixma, and let's see if I can go up just a bit more. There's the number right there if you're interested. TS9521CA. And now I will show you, I'm going to come down here. Let me see, I'm going to try to do this carefully. I don't want to make you guys sick, but this is really hard to show. So this is the printer, and again, it doesn't use the bottled ink like the EcoTank, but it does have a print cartridge program. So you can pay anywhere from $3.99 a month to $9.99 a month, and you can get the cartridges sent to you as needed. The only thing that requires is that you keep your printer hooked up to an internet, because they have to be able to see your usage so they know when to send you your new ink. So anyhow, this one has, as you can see, it has the, this is the display part, and then your tray comes here out. But I want to show you the very first aside from the test page, the very first printer page that I printed was 8.5 by 11, and it was on just regular copy paper. And this is the print that came out using regular copy paper. And I was like already impressed because that's like such a good print for copy paper. I mean, it's cheap paper and we all have copy paper. I don't know that I would use this on a project, but you could, I suppose, if you wanted to. So that was that. And then I went ahead and I printed my first 12 by 12, and I purchased paper that Louisa suggested. It was this one here. Whoops, sorry. It's Astro Bright Designs. It's a 12 by 12 cardstock, and they sell this at Walmart. You'll find it in the scrapbooking section, not the paper section. And you get, how many? You get, what does it say here? I think 100 sheets. It's about $8 and change for this package. And remember, it's just cardstock. It weighs 53 pounds. So this is how that print, excuse me, came out. That was my first 12 by 12. And as you can see, it's borderless, which is fabulous. It's almost like having your own real scrapbook paper. And I did mine double-sided because you can do, you just take the paper out and turn it over and it will do double-sided printing. This machine has the capability of doing double-sided printing. However, it's only on 8.5 by 11s, and it has to be a document, like something that has multiple pages, like A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, whatever. That way it'll print double-sided. But for 12 by 12s, you just simply take your paper out of the tray and flip it around and put it back in and print out the back. So now I can do my own double-sided 12 by 12 papers, which I really love because, as I said, the EPSON was $500 and some for the 12 by 12, but after that issue, I didn't want to deal with them anymore. So I'm going to go this route. Now, you're asking, is that like the best quality? Well, I have yet to find 12 by 12 photo paper. I haven't looked, really. I'm going to start looking to see if there's something like that in the market other than cardstock to see. But I did print an 8.5 by 11 of the same design. I only did a single-sided, but I want you to see it because this one is actually done on presentation matte paper, and you can definitely see the difference of the quality of the color. So, hold on, sorry. So there's the difference of the flower. You could just see them right there. So it's a bit less, they're a bit faded, and the background's faded. But you know, in a project, when you're only using this, it doesn't matter. It looks pretty enough to me. And if you want to do the really good paper, that's the kind of quality you're going to get. Like I said, I can't find it in a 12 by 12. So I'm going to start looking around and see what's out there. They must have something, or why would they make printers like this? I don't understand that. But anyway, so that's the difference. So I am going to tell you later on if I really love the machine. Like I said, I haven't used it enough yet to know if I love it, but I'm pretty happy with it this far. I've done some more printing since. I'm working on a project, and I've been printing on it, even the 8.5 by 11, and I'm happy with every part of it. I especially love that it's borderless because my EPSON was not borderless. So anyhow, so that's it. Please be wary, how do you say? Please be aware that when you have that issue with your EPSON, think twice about how you want to get it resolved. Like I said, I am really disappointed with EPSON. I even wrote a DM to Shaq O'Neill because he's the one who promotes it. I never even got a reply from him. I said, how could you represent such a company that doesn't know how to take care of their customers when we support them? And I tried to stay true to their product. So anyway, that's all I have to say at this point. I will let you know later down the line how I really feel about this printer, but I think it's going to be a good fix for me, and I'm happy that they have an ink program, so I will definitely do that because the cartridges can be expensive. They run about $62 for the replacements, but if you're on the program, you're paying only up to $9.99 a month, depending on which level you choose to join. So anyway, if you have any other questions, let me know. And until next time, do what makes you happy. Bye for now.